Greetings, and thank you for joining us for the 14th episode of the Young Justice Review on DC Animation with Spencer and Friends. This is an LMG Podcast Production. Today, I am joined by a dear friend.
Hello,
Hello!
I'm back.
Cassidy's back for season 2!
Yeah.
Yeah! Season 1 was so good that she found the time to join me for yet another season.
You know it.
So, Cassidy, I'm glad to have you. Just a brief recap. How'd you feel about season 1?
Had a great time with season one. Really enjoyed the cast of characters we were presented. Felt really connected to those casts of characters, and that's why I needed to see where their story kept going.
And here we are.
Here we are.
And so I know that based on these first two episodes, if you fell in love with the characters from season 1, you had feelings when you saw this episode, or
Yeah.
these episodes rather.
Yes.
So
Plenty.
we're gonna talk about it. I appreciate you for joining us on this journey through DC animation.
Happy to be here.
Today we will be reviewing season 2, episodes 1 and 2. So, episode 1, Happy New Year. We open with a quick recap of the missing 16 hours from the last episode of Dragon Ball Z. 5 years later, Delta Squad has successfully subdued Clayface in Gotham. The squad returns to the cave, and Miss Martian is dating Lagoon Boy. Lobo is after a diplomat, and after a brief scuffle with Batgirl and Wonder Girl, Lobo completes his contract and captures the alien posing as the diplomat. G. Gordon gets on the TV talking his usual shit, and the Justice League has a meeting to discuss the aliens that have shown up. Adam Strange explains that the planet Ran has the Justice League blacklisted, and the missing 16 hours coincide with that. Nightwing gives assignments, and Gamma Squad finds a huge Krillosian worksite. Robin, Blue Beetle, and Lagoon Boy are able to locate the kidnapped and escape before the place explodes. The League arrives shortly after, and Zeta Squad is sent to Ran. And that's the episode.
That's the episode.
So, the episode opened with like a quick recap of like, oh my God, what did we do?
Hmm.
And then we're just in the sewers with Clayface.
5 years later.
Yeah. And because Superboy doesn't age, he looks the same.
Yeah.
And, Miss Martian, and yeah, we see together.
Yeah, working hard together.
Yeah, having a good time. And they're able to handle that. And Robin was there, wasn't he?
He was. But
And
was
what
he?
what were your thoughts when you saw Robin there?
First of all, I missed the 5 years later, the initial one when it happened. So I was like, oh, they aged him up. And then
And I
it's like,
think
wait,
I think it happened after.
did it?
I
Okay.
think so.
Either way, I was like, oh, aged up because I didn't notice it with Miss Martian, but I was like, that's not Robin, but
Yep.
it is Robin.
Yep. Because the thing with Miss Martian, she's 47 or something.
Yeah,
So her age doesn't matter. She can
right.
look like whatever she wants to look like.
That's
That's not
true.
even what she really looks
I
like.
wouldn't have even questioned it, honestly,
Yeah.
if they did age
So
her up.
yeah. So like her not being aged up, that's fine.
Makes sense.
But yeah, I'm sure you were like, oh, you're not Jesse McCartney anymore?
That's let's say that's what really I was just like, hold on. Talk again for me because
Yeah, say something else.
that's not my
Because
beautiful soul man over there.
yeah, I don't who are
Mm-mm.
you?
Mm-mm.
Who are you? And then you probably heard Jesse McCartney on the
In the
comms.
ear. I was
And
like,
you were like,
okay, so Jesse's somewhere.
whoa, oh, okay. Jesse's still here. Okay. So yeah, that was I'm sure that as somebody as a first time watcher, you were probably like, what the fuck is going on
I
here?
was very confused. I did, admittedly, someone had mentioned something to me about a Nightwing thing happening. And chat, I was about to say chat. How old am I? I was about to say, I
Listeners.
don't, hmm?
Listeners.
Listeners, yes, I'm old. So I was gonna say I am only very recently even aware of Robin being things that aren't Robin. And I know you vaguely have said Nightwing things to me before, and I just didn't latch onto them because it's never been in anything I have ever consumed, ever. And so
We
this
can
was,
change that.
it's already,
Here we are.
here we are. But yeah,
So
I had to
you're
have like, I had a moment of panic of like, wait, that's not my Robin. Okay. Well, no, I hear him. Is this that Nightwing thing that someone said?
cool. I wondered how it would hit your brain just because you saw a person being called Robin that didn't
Yeah.
sound like Robin, and then you heard the Robin that you knew in your ear, and you were like, oh, and then,
It
yeah,
helps, yeah, hearing specifically. And luckily too, because here's the thing is I'm vaguely aware of some of these voice actors, but like Jesse McCartney was the one I picked up on pretty quickly, easily this watch. So I don't think if I had known him as well, it would have taken me a minute longer. But like hearing him, I was like, okay, don't panic.
so, uh, and that brings us to the fact that we did a time jump. So this
Yes.
season occurs 5 years after the first season.
Yes.
So I will ask you how you feel about that at the end of this season because I want
Of
you
the
to,
entire season.
yes,
Okay.
I want you to experience this 5 year gap, and I want you, and then we're going to talk about how you feel about the fact that there was a 5 year gap because
Okay.
I have feelings about it, but I'm going to do my best not to get into that right now.
Okay. And we don't want my preliminary feelings.
I, yeah, matter of fact, yeah, let's do that. We'll get your initial feelings, and then we'll get your feelings at the end, and we'll see if they change or if they, hold.
Okay. Preliminary feelings are very much based off of non-animated thoughts on when this happens and things is I'm not a huge fan of a time jump when things happen because that means I'm just going to have to get a lot of flashback stuff. And even if it's new stuff, it's flashback stuff. And I don't necessarily like that because then I'm like, why didn't we just
I would just
live
do that.
through it
Yeah, like instead of it being filler, why wasn't it just in
given
there?
to me in time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my initial like I just lost all this time. Now, granted, you have a lot more flexibility with an animated show to do that, and you get to see them in a different time in their youth. So I don't hate that necessarily right off the bat. But like even already in this first episode, I'm like, all right, so we're gonna have to see how that happened. They're gonna have to show me how that happened. They're gonna have to show me like I know flashbacks are coming,
Well,
which
but
make me be
at
like, oh, I
least,
just would have. It's like the reverse of a cliffhanger almost.
yeah,
That's what it feels like. The best I can describe it, I think.
okay. That is a really good way to put it. Is like the opposite of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Like that's not something I thought about, but that absolutely makes sense.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay. So, the squad returns to the cave,
Mm.
and we see that there is a fishman that is
Yeah.
sparring with Nightwing.
Yeah.
And
This guy
this guy,
thing.
um, now, and then whenever the squad returns,
Hmm.
we see that this fishman
Hmm.
and McGann are
Hmm.
together.
Yeah, they are. Uh, Spencer, let me just tell you, yesterday, without knowledge of what anything was in this new season and new cast of characters, I fittingly rewatched Shape of Water last night. And
Oh,
so
good.
the moment that began in him, I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Is this actually the sequel to what
Yeah,
I just watched?
that is hilarious
Because,
and
like,
well timed.
beautifully timed. I could not have done that any better had I, unless I had done it intentionally. Like, it is so funny it timed out that way because I was just like, less than 24 hours ago, I was watching the same thing play out, honestly.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Cool. So, what were your thoughts when you saw that happen? I
Well,
mean, of course, you have the.
other than Guillermo del Toro just coming into everybody's lives. I well, it was funny because at the start of the episode, I'm like, oh man, power couple, look at them working together against all the bad guys. And then I was like, oh no, not power couple anymore.
Oh,
Just kidding.
yeah. Connor
And
looking real power single.
yeah, yeah, it made me sorry, Connor. It made me laugh. I was just like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I didn't
Lost to the
dislike them
fish
as a
man.
couple. Yeah, I didn't I don't I never disliked them as a couple, but I was just like, oh, that sucks, my guy.
Yeah. So we got some new people going on.
Um,
Now, the next thing that happens is Captain Adam comes on and says, "Hey, there's something going on in New York,"
yeah.
and we see a big gray man with a beard and long hair just speaking alien language.
Yes.
Did you know who he was before he started speaking English?
No,
Okay, and
admittedly.
then anytime I see a guy refer to himself as the main man,
Yeah.
I know what time it is. So we're looking at Lobo. Now, I know that you do have experience with Lobo.
Yes.
Now, was Lobo in
Well,
Smallville? I would assume he is not.
I nothing that was to this degree. No, not that. And if he was, it could have been another version of like we had
Like the Vandal Savage situation? Or
it that would have been the closest option. There was never anybody of this character in
did
my memory.
did Smallville have very many aliens?
A lot of Kryptonians.
Of course.
My guy,
A Martian. Yeah.
Martian Manhunter.
Love a Martian.
Um, not entire like we there were the closest to a lot of alien situations was mainly with the Phantom Zone related kind of situations and stuff there, but a lot of stuff was people kind of what's the word? The metahuman kind of situation of that's mainly what Smallville
Okay.
was dealing with.
And that's what I assumed. I assumed that Smallville kept it
Earthbound.
terrestrial just
Hmm.
because he's not Superman yet.
Not Superman yet, very much in Smallville and Metropolis.
Okay. So the reason I know you are familiar with Lobo is because you and I reviewed Superman Man of Tomorrow,
Yes.
and Lobo is heavy in that film.
Yes.
And so, yeah, same guy, intergalactic bounty hunter, and just, you know, feeling himself doing the most. So, yeah, again, I'm sure that whenever he called himself the main man, you were like, that feels familiar.
I know this guy.
Yeah. And he's after uh this diplomat, and he's got some folks that are, trying to stop him in the squad.
Hmm.
And these are people that you haven't seen in the squad before.
Couple of miscellaneous individuals.
Yeah, and he is calling them out of their name
Hmm.
the whole time, just with an alien slur. And I don't know if it was a slur, but it felt
It
slurry.
felt it.
It felt like a slur.
It felt like, oh, oh,
Yeah.
mm,
And she was like, I've been called worse, maybe.
maybe.
But we see Wonder Girl and
Hmm.
Batgirl. Now, most people are very familiar with who Batgirl is.
Yes.
Uh, this one I imagine is Barbara Gordon. And then, of course, we have I just said her name too. Wonder Girl.
Wonder
Yes.
Girl.
Yes, Wonder Girl. And there are a couple of Wonder Girls. I I know Donna Troy as Wonder Girl, but that's not who this one is. I think this one is Cassie. And so she's just a different Wonder Girl. But
Hmm.
yeah, I'm not gonna get into their histories right now because we may learn about them later. If you ever have questions about any of them, we can definitely talk about it.
Right.
But I did have to, like, whenever I was first watching this, because I knew Donna Troy as Wonder Girl, I was like, who is this blonde
Who's
chick?
this chick?
I don't know who that is. Like I was like, it's not Supergirl because she's wearing the Wonder Woman. So
Hmm.
what's happening? Is she an Amazon? Yeah. So anyway, sidebar. Um, Batgirl and Wonder Girl are, trying to save this person while fighting Lobo, and Lobo
Hmm.
is a menace. So
Naturally.
Lobo's too much, and Lobo does what he came to do. He finds the diplomat and he slowly starts stretching him, and they're like, "Oh my
Yep.
God, no!" Rips
Love
him
those
open,
visuals.
and it's a Men in Black.
It's a minute. It's exactly what I thought when I was just like, that's the on the autopsy table. We're just popping out the alien.
Yep, it's a Men in Black. We got a little guy inside of a human robot,
Yep.
and Lobo snatches him up and goes about his way. Lobo's like, I did what I came to
Okay,
do.
bye.
Yeah,
Yep.
so he's out. And we're all like, so what were your thoughts when that happened? Were you like, what how do we feel about what?
I was confused if I was supposed to be rooting for Lobo because I had no clue what that little alien thing was.
Yep, that was the right way to feel. I'm because yeah,
But
you
it
were like, I
felt
know who
menacing.
Lobo is. I don't know who that thing is. And Lobo is leaving with him. Is that oh,
Am I okay with
yeah, like, is
that?
that fine?
And it led into that too, with the girls seeming to be like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, kind of like,
what's
oh
going
no.
on? And I'm like, okay,
Because yeah,
clearly that human's not who they thought it was.
yeah, because
So,
they thought they were saving a diplomat.
yes, exactly. So I was just like, Yay?
So yeah, like they're also confused. They were like, oh, that wasn't the guy we thought we were saving.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, uh,
Quit
yeah.
bitchy.
So we go to G. Gordon Godfrey. Are you familiar with G. Gordon Godfrey at
I
all?
am familiar with the man. Yes.
I assume G. Gordon Godfrey, because his job, he's a shit talker. That's
Yeah.
what this man does. He
Yep.
loves to talk shit about metahumans and aliens, and he's very, I love my
I
humans, but everybody else I
Nah.
got problems with.
Yeah.
So
I
is he in Smallville?
Yes, he's in Smallville. Very particularly, he is very influential over Kat in Smallville. Um, so it was just a Cat Grant,
Okay.
a funny pairing for me to watch that whole thing happen and him like having Cat be a journalist on the sidelines because he's like I don't fully know what he is in this show and what capacity he will continue to show up if he does, but like he's like washed up in Smallville, but this guy that's like got a radio show that he's just like tearing apart the Justice League and just like these vigilantes and blah 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 and gets that's part of like Cat Grant's storyline on Smallville is how she's just like these vigilantes are just not helping us. They're not here to do good for us. Like, you should listen to him. He knows what he's talking
Oh,
about.
okay. All
She's a very
right.
annoying version of Cat Grant.
I remember you saying that a couple times. Is like you
I
don't
can't
like this
stand
cat Grant.
Smallville Cat Grant.
Okay,
She does a wonderful job, that actress, because I can't stand her.
good. And so with that, I imagine you know who voices this G.
I was
Gordon.
so excited the moment that he started his rant. I was like, "Sir, is that Tim
That
Curry?"
is Tim. I anytime I hear Tim, I'm like, yes.
He's so recognizable. I was so
And it's like I only want Tim to do that kind of shit. I only want Tim to be very Tim. I want to recognize it every single time I hear
immediately,
it.
immediately.
Yeah.
And he gives me
I
that.
want to
Yeah.
know that it is Tim.
And
Yes.
there's definitely people on these casts since watching these that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so like I've come across people that I've watched in my live action stuff that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love them. Da, da, da. But he's the one that I properly gasped at that I was like, oh my gosh, hold on.
Yeah. And again, I like that's who I want. I want it. I want it. Like that role is perfect for him.
It's great. Did
So
so well.
yeah. So he's on his show just saying the big alien and the little alien.
Yep.
And, just like, yeah, we've got a couple good aliens,
Hmm.
but that's two aliens in the good column and two in the bad.
So it just
So what are, and then he starts listing them off. Like, how do we
Yep.
know these metahumans aren't aliens?
Hmm.
How do you know Flash isn't an alien? Or Icon? Icon is actually an alien. So I was like, well,
He started saying something. I was like, well, I bet you some of them
yeah.
aren't.
Like,
Like,
oh, Wonder Woman. Oh, Icon. It just, I was like, well, well, well.
eh.
So, yeah. He's talking his usual shit. So you know him as a shit talker. Like
Yeah.
and that's
Not a
good.
fun guy. Yeah.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
He is absolutely a shit talker. And yeah, Cat Grant was there trying to get a word, and yeah, Cat Grant got nowhere. And so yeah, then we see that the Justice League has a meeting, and Green Lantern is like, "This is Lobo. He's an intergalactic bounty hunter. Cool. We
Whatever.
yeah." But that little guy, that might be a problem. He is a Krillitanian. Krillitanians' whole thing is stealing tech from other worlds, and Krillitanians are never by themselves.
I was it. Oh, I'm gonna pause on that thought, listeners, because I don't remember which episode it was from.
Okay, we'll come back to it. So, what I will say, I assumed you didn't like the Krillitanians because you didn't like the Genomorphs.
They didn't bother me as much.
Funny how that works.
And
You've grown accustomed. You're used to it now.
well, because when I saw a bunch of them, and I know this is crossovers that aren't crossovers, I saw a bunch of them and I was like, they kind of look like little Groots.
Okay, I don't hate that.
The little, like, I was just like, kind of with the sticky build, I was just like, oh.
Okay,
So I
well,
didn't get grossed out by them the same way.
okay. I mean, at least you don't hate all the aliens. You're picky
No, no, no,
about the ones that
no.
you have feelings about.
I am appreciative of some aliens
Okay, all right.
ish.
So we see that, yeah, Green Lantern's getting them up to speed, and then Adam Strange is there, and he explains the situation with the planet Ran. And Ran has blacklisted the entire Justice League because these people were, a problem for 16 hours. And uh Nightwing is like, holy hullabaloo, Batman, 16 hours.
We found it.
We found it.
Only took 5 years.
Yeah, it took 5 years. And so Captain Atom is like, all right, we're going to hit this thing from two sides. First, one group is going to get all the Krolitanians here. Another group is going to go to Ran to handle them from the source.
Mhm.
And Adam Strange is like, nobody from the Justice League is welcome there. They were xenophobic anyway, but no, y'all have been blacklisted. There's no way anyone from the league, like the entire league, is banned.
Yeah,
And Nightwing is like, well, my squad's not league, so we'll do it.
correct.
Zatanna and Rocket are like, y'all could be league anytime you want to. The invitation is there. And he's like, no, we're good.
We're chilling.
Yeah, him, McGann, and Superboy are like, we're good. Thanks, but we're good.
Yep.
I'm sure Superboy and McGann are like, that's my house down there. So I'm gonna stay there.
Chilling.
Thanks. So yeah, uh, Nightwing gives assignments, and of course, Lagoon Boy's just like, "Come on, not Gamma." And we're just gonna go ahead and go here. Outside of the fact that he is with Miss Martian, that's not what I want. I don't like Lagoon Boy. I'm not a fan.
I just don't get him yet.
I don't like him, and I've had time to form this opinion.
You do. I have not.
And yeah, I don't want to influence your decision. I was
I've had,
fine letting you know how you were going to feel about Clarion. I knew how you were going to feel about Clarion.
yeah.
And I'm not saying that this is that kind of hate, but I don't like him. And
Okay.
it doesn't have anything to do with the fact that he's voiced by the same person who voiced Garth in the last season.
Well,
Because,
that doesn't help my opinion of him
yeah,
because that
I,
means Barth's just in everywhere.
yeah. And what's funny is I typically don't like characters that Yuri voices.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what happens to happen. But yeah, I don't love it. So, yeah.
Okay.
So I don't like him in this. I am not very familiar with him outside of this, but I don't love
That was
him.
going to be a follow-up question. Is it this particular version of the character or the character entirely?
It is this particular version of the character.
Okay.
I don't like all of his fish puns and fish references.
Oh.
Like I don't
He
like
does. I did notice there was, yeah.
I don't you don't have to use the words minnows and guppies in real life. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, that was what's great about the Shape of Water guy. He just didn't talk.
And that's probably why I don't have any issues with the Shape of Water guy.
Yeah, he's just silent.
Matter of
Does what
fact,
he needs to do.
in
But
Hellboy,
silent.
Hellboy has a fish man. I like
Yeah.
the fish man in Hellboy. But yeah, I don't. I just don't like him, and that's gonna happen from time. You didn't like Artemis, and she eventually grew on you or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever, yeah.
But yeah,
But no, like it's totally sometimes you just don't vibe with people.
and that's the situation here.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of
Not
him.
vibing.
So yeah. Anyway, he's sad about the job that he got or about the group that he's on, and this is where I'm glad that this happened in the first episode where Nightwing and Robin have a conversation and
Hmm.
they call each other by their first names so you know what we're doing here.
Hmm.
Because he says, "Hey, Tim, this is a chance to get your feet wet." No, Dick. I do you think I'm ready? And so yeah, it's like he's Dick Grayson, he's Tim Drake. So there are multiple Robins, as I'm sure you know now.
I've learned.
Yeah. And so that is how that conversation goes. And
Also,
there's also Blue Beetle. Oh, go ahead.
quick aside, because I'm still on my Jesse McCartney train, and I
Okay.
know this is how voice actors work. Does a great job of sounding 5 years older. A fantastic job of sound like that's definitely Dick Grayson, like 100%. Still sounds like it's him, but also sounds older.
Yes,
Like
I think
beautifully
that's
done.
another thing. I think Jesse McCartney did a great job. Because yeah, I feel like he made himself sound younger
Yeah, I would
for
agree.
the first season, and now he's just his own voice.
Yes, that's what it feels like. But I was just like, wow, it makes me more um uh complimentary of how well he did the first season.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like he did a great job.
Yeah.
That's why I think at this point he's kind of my canon Robin,
He's great.
and my like he's the one in my heart. It's starting to look like. So yeah. And if it's not exactly him, it's like he's the influence that I kind of want used
Draw
for
from.
Robin.
Hmm.
I think he did that good of a job.
Very whelmed with his performance.
Yes, indeed. So,
Beetle. Blue
yes.
Beetle.
Do you I assume you're at least a little bit familiar with Blue Beetle.
I
I can
know a
almost
movie came out
yep.
that I didn't watch.
I'll say I can almost
Sorry.
guarantee he was not in Smallville.
No.
Uh there and there are more there's more than one version of Blue Beetle. So there's a guy whose name is Ted Cord. He was the first
Okay.
Blue Beetle, and he's a rich man who used tech as Blue Beetle. This Blue Beetle is not that, and I'm going to. This is a situation where I'm not going to go into too much detail on Blue Beetle because A, there is a movie that talks about it, but B, you will learn more about him later,
Okay.
is all I'm going to say about that. So he will be on the squad for at least a little bit. So, uh, and You may have noticed that Blue Beetle was kind of talking to somebody who wasn't there in certain moments.
Crazy.
You thought it was a little crazy. And that's what Lagoon Boy thought. Lagoon Boy was like, something's off here with this kid.
What's going on?
Yeah. So, yeah, you just assuming he's crazy. That's fine. You will find out who he's talking to later.
Okay.
But he did, like, whenever he was speaking Krolatayan, uh, he was like, I don't understand what that thing is saying. And then he was like, wait, you can? Oh, well, then let's talk to it. And then he starts, like, speaking its language, and then
Okay, that whole sequence confused me, not gonna lie.
that's okay.
And now things are becoming clear being told to them from you watching it and relaying it back. Okay. I thought
Cool.
he was just some people just need to think like that.
Yeah. Some people think out loud. That's true.
I was like, whatever this kid needs to do, I guess.
Yep. And again, he's new to you, so you're like, I'll just let them tell me what the deal is.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
yeah,
I'm like, they'll tell me at some point, surely.
there
Okay.
are a lot of things that you literally just learn in real time.
Yep.
So, but we see that Robin, Blue Beetle, and Lagoon Boy are at a dump,
Yep.
and they're like, "There's nothing here," and they're like, "Well, something must be under the water." And then the fishman jumps into the water, and they see a Krolatayan HQ.
Yes.
Like they are all over the place. And they were like, hey guys, there's like 1,000 of them in here.
It's just a few.
And Mal says to him, like, hey, hold up, just hold your position. Don't make a scene. We're sending people right now.
Hmm.
Now, did you recognize Mal? He was the large black man who was in the chair, essentially. Do you know what man in the chair means? Okay.
Like,
The man in the chair is usually the person who's at HQ with a bunch of computers monitoring everything
oh,
in
I
everybody's
know.
ears.
Yeah. Okay. It's a woman in small. So, no.
And there are a lot of times
No,
where it's a woman. Like a
no.
lot of
Now I
people
see.
know Barbara Gordon as the one in the chair.
Okay.
So yeah, it oftentimes it's a woman. In the Arrow show, it was Felicity in the chair.
Okay.
So I say man in the chair because I like the first man in the chair in my head is Wade and Kim Possible.
That's where my mind was going when you were trying to. I was like, hold on. I was about to say smart guy. Same person, but not.
Yes,
Um,
it
okay.
was Taj.
Yeah.
So yes, be like
A version.
Wade is my OG man in the chair,
Yeah.
and so that is why it's like man. And I think the actual like accepted term is man in the chair,
Yeah.
regardless of
No, I was
who.
just making a really poor joke of just like, well, women's right.
Yeah, and yeah, person in the chair. So Mal was kind of running the chair.
Okay.
Do you remember
I
him?
don't.
So, do you remember in season one when Superboy and McGann went to school
Yes.
and there was a kid in a shirt and Superboy snatched him up and then there was a big black dude who was like, "Hey, put him down."
Was it the put him down guy?
That's Mal.
Oh my gosh. The I don't condone bullying, bully,
Yeah,
but not bully.
yeah, the not bully.
Wow.
So yeah, Mal is back.
Got himself a job.
Got him. Yeah, a pretty good
Pretty
gig.
sick gig,
So safe to assume that in school, I guess they became friends or whatever.
I guess.
But yeah,
Like,
so yeah, Mal is running the chair and says to them, "Hey, just don't get noticed." And the Krolataans immediately notice them
they just like shoop,
because
walk in.
they have cameras,
Yep.
and they just start screeching like, "Hey, intruders, get them!"
Yep.
And then, you know, things aren't going super well for him, and one of the Krolataans is like, "Hey, everybody, we got to get out. We got to get out right now. The people downstairs, fuck them. We got to get out."
We're not dealing with that, yeah.
And then Blue Beetle is like, hey, I can translate for some reason. He said they're going to blow this thing up in 4 minutes, and the people downstairs are being left behind.
Yep.
Because one of the things that they say is we need to find the people that were kidnapped because the Krolotans are posing as people. So if they're body switching, we got to find the original
Hmm.
bodies. And so the other two squads call in. They're like, "Yeah, we didn't find anything. It was nothing." But Gamma Squad, yeah, they found the big one.
Hmm.
And so they are able to find the people. And what was so funny was Robin is there and they're like, "Oh my God, Robin, hi, we're so happy to see you." And then they see the Fishman and Blue Beetle. They're like, "Oh God."
Ugh,
That
what's
was
that?
that was funny to me. Like, "Oh, no more aliens." Ah. I was like, honestly, I'm not mad about that.
It made me laugh because I was just like, honestly, I'd have the same reaction. You give me a Robin and be like, oh, what is that? And then I see those two and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. And then Lagoon Boy grows into a giant Fishman.
He was like, let me be a pufferfish frog thing. Like,
Yeah. And so I'm
ew.
sure that didn't help.
No.
And so, yeah. They're able to find all of those people and they're able to get them out before the explosion happens and they're able to, keep a Krolatan with them.
Hmm.
And then, as always, the Justice League arrives late as hell. Like, everything's done.
But it was such a beautifully dramatic moment when they were coming. I was like, oh my gosh, they're here. Forgetting by the fact that they should have been here.
Yeah. And that
But I'm just,
always that always happens. Because you remember in the first season,
yes,
we saw, buildings already exploded.
all 50 billion of them coming in at once,
Yeah, and then
just like
everybody descends at one
so
time.
serious. And I'm like, guys, you're acting like you've been here the no, you do
Yeah,
not have control of the situation. We got in control of the situation all without you.
yeah. And because things are different, Nightwing is like, "Hey, look at you getting your feet wet."
Yeah. So
Because
proud.
Nightwing is so proud because Nightwing is like, this feels so familiar. This
Yeah.
this takes me back.
Eating that up.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we see that Zeta Squad has gone to Ran.
Hmm.
So in this first episode, there was a lot that I'm sure you were like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Plenty.
And so I'll just ask, like, generally, how did you feel about the episode? Because I don't know if you're even able to have feelings because there's so many, like, because that's whenever you go into a show initially for the first time, you're like, I don't know anybody. This is my first time dealing with any of these people.
Hmm.
But this time, like, some of
I
the people are the same, and then like it's
Some of them weren't, and some of them weren't even there. Powder.
dot dot dot
I'll tell you how I feel about that. Hate it.
is I mean there were others not there, but he
I know. I realized that after I was too focused on the fact that Calder wasn't there. I've got my priorities. Are they in a line? Yeah. The
yeah,
correct order? Maybe not. But I've got them.
because
And
I was gonna say there were other people missing, and you only mentioned
the
Calder,
most important one.
which file me. Calder wasn't there. You are correct.
I think it just shows
You're
where my
consistent.
priorities lied after season one.
You are consistent. I will say that.
Because I don't know. I think, listen, I know there were others not there. I think the only other ones that I would have like immediately noticed, like I did Calder, was would have noticed if Dick wasn't there, and I think and Connor for sure.
I think I that
I think
tracks.
those are the three that I would have like for sure.
That tracks.
After I watched these episodes, I was like, oh, wait, hold on.
Oh wait, there are a couple other.
Why was I so focused? Because I know who I want to see. But um anyway, my thoughts on this is like you said, you pretty summed it up pretty much how I felt of I felt like I was watching a brand new show almost, despite knowing some of the characters that were there because I was just there were so many new faces thrown at me that I almost couldn't keep up. I felt very information overloaded this episode. Like even just now as talking through it, I'm like, oh, I missed that moment. I didn't catch that thing because I was just trying to keep up with who is who and why and what. Um, you are saying all these team names too. I'm like, I forgot that was a whole thing, and there's multiple different sects of the whole thing. Um, it was a lot in 20 minutes.
We're growing. We're growing. And as you have seen from the first season, they know how to tell a story.
Hmm.
So there's some questions you have, and we're pretty sure they're gonna get answered. There's some secrets that some people, but like there's a lot because we got 20 episodes this season.
Yes.
You can cover a lot in 20 episodes.
Yes.
So I do believe that you will be less confused by the end,
I sure hope so.
but you being confused is to be expected.
We had such a nice core group.
We did.
And then now we have 5,000 people.
That's how it tends to happen.
And
Uh
I support the growth. And that's the other issue with the 5-year thing. Okay, I'm just supposed to know, not supposed to know, but like now you still have to go back and tell me who every single one of these people are.
yep.
But instead, you just throw them all at me at once.
And that's the thing. In the last season, we got episodes dedicated to certain people,
Yeah,
and we had, moments and we were able to spend time with people. And so we may get the same thing here.
I would assume so. It just feels like that's going to be so much of what the season will be, which I'm
Just
not
because of the
against.
number of
Yes.
additional people, and we also got to see what the people we already know are doing.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that you're thinking, like, okay, there was not even a mention of my guy. Like, didn't
Not
come up at all.
not a breath. Not a and
Like,
rude.
zero. So, yeah, I
Disrespectful, honestly.
we're gonna see what happens.
Mm.
So we go to episode 2,
That counter is
Earthlings.
also not in, guys.
You're right. Neither is Artemis.
Oh yeah. But
And we haven't even mentioned that we haven't seen a speedster, but
listen, I love my speed team. This is
yep,
not any kind of like that was the one I felt a little guilty after the fact that I realized that they weren't in there because of the whole like, are they human things? And I'm like, the flashes are, yeah, like it is right.
yeah,
They're human,
it's
but
science.
yeah.
Uh,
It's
yes.
because people got into water this first episode too that I was like, I know who would be handling this situation way better than you guys.
Yeah, like, I know who
Faster,
wouldn't have got caught.
louder.
Oh, that's so funny. So, episode 2, Earthlings. We open on Ran, where the squad is being attacked. Before that, we see that the squad arrives on Ran and they meet Sardath and Alana. They explain that the League attacked planet Rimbor, which is why the members of the League are considered criminals. They locate the Krolataean Zeta platform, and Sardath has a shield that will stop more Krolataeans from reaching Earth. The squad goes into the jungle and they locate the Krolataeans. They are able to place a bomb on their Zeta platforms, but they get trapped inside. The bombs explode and the squad is able to escape. The Krolataeans are furious, so they follow and attack the squad. Superboy gives Alana some background on his prior relationship with Miss Martian, and Miss Martian and Beast Boy are captured by the Krolataeans. Superboy is able to save them, and he and Beast Boy attack a Krolataean ship while Miss Martian learns what happened during the missing 16 hours. So, that's episode 2. And we open with them just being attacked.
Yeah.
And then it kind of does like a, you know, 1 hour earlier. And we see that the squad arrives on Ran and they meet Sardath and Alana.
Hmm.
And we get a telepathic link so that everybody's speaking the same language.
What a cool power to have.
Yes.
Ugh.
And I love that they were speaking, and I love that that was necessary
Yes.
because there are a lot of times it's like, oh, these aliens just know English. Cool.
So many people just know English.
A lot of people know English.
Impressive.
Yeah. And so, um, Sardath is explaining the situation. The League attacked Planet Rimbor, and that is why they are on the nigga go die list as far as everybody's concerned. He says that, we're like, they're xenophobic anyway. They
Hmm.
already don't like folk. But yeah, these Leaguers, they are like priority number, like the highest level of enemy.
Hmm.
And so you're not connected to those heathens, are you?
You don't you
And
don't mess with them.
Miss Martian was like, "We are not members of the League." And I was like, "What a
She
diplomatic and proper."
I was like, she's not wrong.
She is absolutely correct. Like she didn't tell one lie.
Nope.
We are not members of the League.
Nope.
That is a fact. And Superboy was kind of getting pissed off because he was like, "Hey, I've had about enough of you calling us Earthlings. I'm Kryptonian.
Yep.
The lady is fully Martian. How dare you?" And he was like, "Did you or did you not come here from Earth?" And there was silence.
Got me there.
Yeah. And that was hilarious to me. It felt
Hmm.
really familiar. I feel like there are a lot of Americans who do that.
Yes.
Like, it's a very American thing for somebody to call a person American and they'd be like, "Oh, no, 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 I'm dot, dot, dot." And it's like, um, you and several generations of your family
Have been living. Yeah.
in America. And it's one of those things where he was like, I don't know, he probably feels this way anyway, but Earthling was being used as it has some stank on it when he was saying it. It felt
Yeah.
derogatory.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he was like, "Hey, hey, not me,
Hmm.
not her." And it was like, "No, you are.
That's what that's who you
Like,
are.
you don't you don't have to like it, but like you aren't from Krypton."
No, not at all.
You
That he cracked me up though, like Superboy specific. I'm like, you have Kryptonian, but you've not lived anywhere except for Earth, my guy.
Yeah, like you were
You are half human as well, my guy.
also you're half human, but like you were baked on Earth.
Earth
You've only been on Earth.
until this moment.
You spent zero time really anywhere else.
Nope.
Like, yeah, you got some alien friends or whatever, but like you're a proper Earthling.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But you know, I see very familiar with the just like, oh no, I am da 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 da, which like
okay.
you are who you are.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay. Like I didn't
Trying to,
call you human, I called you Earthling.
which are two very different things.
Those are different things.
Very different things.
So, yeah, like shut up.
Yep.
Like that's how I felt about it. It's like if he was calling you human, I could see you having because you are Kryptonian.
Yeah.
He called you an Earthling
And like
because everything about you is of Earth.
I'm trying to think too of just like one of those like him being I know he's older now. A whole 5.5.
Oh
I
yeah.
I know he's older now, but it's just I'm like put Clark in that same situation. I wonder if Clark would be like, yeah,
I think that he would just be like, yeah. But
yeah,
I
that I'm
think
an
that's
Earthling.
because I think as far as disposition,
Yeah.
Clark is, he wouldn't have had an issue with that.
Like, okay,
Because he wants to like he considers himself more Earthling than Kryptonian.
correct.
So yeah, like he wants to be among the people of Earth.
But Connor's sassy like his other dad.
Also that. Yeah, that's what that was. That was
That was very
the
less.
contrarian in him.
Hold the fuck up.
Yeah. How dare you?
Yeah.
Like I'm not one of those. Ew. And then it was like, but aren't you though?
That's exactly what you are.
That's why I loved Sardat's response of like, y'all came from
Am
Earth,
I
right?
wrong? Yeah.
This Earth is where y'all last Earth is where you spent your entire life. Earth is where y'all just were. So yeah,
Therefore,
yeah. I'm just saying. And again, that's Superboy just had to shut his mouth. Because yeah, there's nothing else to
he was
say.
wrong.
Yep. So yeah, that was hilarious to me. And I'm glad it was hilarious to you too.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of moments like that that I was just like, oh my gosh.
So they understand, like they're like Krolotans are awful, and yeah, they've been making their way to Earth. What I can do is stop any of them. I can stop any more from going to Earth,
Hmm.
and the ones that are there are just gonna be there. So y'all will have to handle that. And it's like, okay, so they get on the high speed rail, and they're like, yeah, we should be fine to travel. And then fucking police get
The
on there,
police,
the
yeah.
Gestapo,
Hmm.
and they're like, well, unless that happens. And then Adam Strange is like, don't worry, I'll get rid of him.
Yep.
And he starts doing some nonsense.
He was being silly.
Hullabaloo and howdy do, musty prawns and Timbuktu, like just whatever. And he did what he did what he needed to do.
Hmm.
So he's able to, lure them away. And then they get to the point where they drop into the jungle. And I didn't love the way that Superboy just kind of kicked the door off. I was like, oh, that was destructive and unnecessary, but whatever. I know it needed to happen, and he's not a subtle man, but I was
And
like,
he's mad about being called an Earthling. He needs to let that
yeah.
frustration out.
But I was like, oh, the door.
For why?
Yeah, like McGann could have just telekinesis the door open,
Yeah.
but he kicked the door. He didn't open it, he kicked it off.
He wanted to make a show of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, whatever. They end up in the jungle, and Garfield is like, "Ooh, pretty," and almost gets got by their version of,
Firebog
yeah, it
thing.
was lava quicksand.
It was very Princess Bride, like extra dramatic on the quicksand moment of just like
Yeah,
anything could go wrong in that land area.
yeah, because like it burps, it bursts into
Yeah.
flames, it drowns you, it melts, like it does all the things.
Yep.
And she was like, "If it's pretty, don't look at it."
And that is a wonderful comment onto why I could not survive in the wild.
Yeah,
Because I'd be like, ooh, like you know what would really get me is like those little neon looking frogs that are like blue.
yeah.
Kill
And
me.
the whole reason they're loud like that.
Because they're so little
Yeah,
and pretty. And I'd be like, ooh, dead.
yeah. The whole reason they're loud like that is so that the predators know, like, not me. Like, hey guys, I'm right here.
Am I on top of the food chain?
Yeah,
Nope.
I'm right here, and I'm very, very poisonous.
Very scary. Yeah.
So you can touch me if you want to, but it's not going to be
Don't
good for you.
recommend it. But no,
Yeah,
her
like,
making that comment was immediately me going, I need to remember that for, these situations that are definitely happening to me all the time. But I was like, this
yeah.
is why I wouldn't make it on something like this.
That's one of the reasons that, according to science, women can see more colors because they have to determine like different colors of different berries to know which is and isn't a problem.
Huh.
So, back in the hunter-gatherer days.
I literally just watched a movie with a woman explaining berry colors in survival.
There you
Fascinating
go.
timing on that.
I was gonna say
Very pertinent.
you've been so prepared with
Wow,
like other
look at
media,
me.
and you had no idea you were gonna need these other media things. Like,
But here they
well
are.
done.
Everything. I
Yeah.
It was unconsciously planned.
And that's why you're here with me
Yes.
on season two.
Correct. Bring
Like
it
we're
all.
Yeah, this worked out beautifully. This is what we needed. So, in the jungle, they're able to find the Krolotans, and they uh find a doorway in. Miss Martian finds one, and this is the first time that I think I've seen Superboy land softly. Because like he
He's
jumps
had
up there and then just gently,
he's had 5 years to really practice his leaps and bounds.
yes. And
Yeah.
he has grown so much.
Hmm.
And I
He
was
was
like,
so
oh,
chill when he was chill. And
yes. And I was
like
like, well, look
obviously he
at
still
you.
has his stuff, but like so chill when he was chill.
Yeah. And again, I think Nick North does a great job with him.
Hmm.
But yeah, so they go in there and they're like, hey, we have these six bombs. Of course, they had six bombs. Perfect. Like, oh, they have six platforms. Good thing I have these exact six bombs we need. Because when he opened the case, I was like, I imagine there will be a, but nope. Just six.
Just the six.
Yeah, the only six we needed. Like, so if they had seven platforms, whoops.
They were also unconsciously prepared.
Oh, they knew.
They
Yes,
knew.
they knew. And so, uh, Miss Martian is like, me and Gar will go ahead and set these. So Garfield turns into a little monkey. He gets down there, sets his. Miss Martian. I was like, Miss Martian, you could have set all of them, but okay,
Let the kid do it.
let the kid do it. Like, give him something to do. Cool. And so, and one of the things that I like is that whenever they got to Rand, Beast Boy saw the little like whatever that pet bird was,
Pelican bird call thing.
and
Yeah.
he was just walking around with that thing's head at
I
one point.
was so confused at this for a second because I didn't realize he could shapeshift like that. And I was just like, do they have a servant bird that's carrying the little bird?
Like, what's how's the big bird? What's happening right now?
I and then it moved on, and I was like, oh, it's the kid. Okay, okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
I was just like, he's just having a good time. He's like, this is a fun thing to be.
he was having a great time. And I think he's 13 because I want to say he
That
was,
maths.
yeah,
If he's 8. Yeah.
yeah. So actually, yeah, no, we'll talk about that here in a minute. So they place the bombs, and then the Krolatanes like raise up an antenna, and they came through the ceiling, and so now the ceiling is blocked off, and they're like, "Oh shit, the exit is blocked. What will we
Oh,
do?"
no.
And they were like, "We'll use the chaos after the bombs explode to go out the front door." And Garfield is like, "Oh, that's a great," and then it just explodes. I was like, "That was a quick 3 minutes," but
Movie minutes.
cool. So that happens, and they're able to use the chaos to escape. And the Krellatane with the sash on, who I assume was the HNIC, he was like, I am taking this personally.
Hmm.
I will handle them myself. I'm going after them because absolutely, I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
Not one bit. Oh, he was so pissed. And even though he only speaks in like hisses and grunts and whatnot, you could tell he was mad.
Hmm.
So he was like, "Nah, I'll go after her." And so yeah, he gets in his little robot thing, and they escape into the jungle. And then Superboy, he's like, something's following us, and it sounds bigger than they are. And then he looks, and he's like, "Oh shit, we gotta go." So that's when we see that they're being attacked,
Yes.
and he's like, "This is not how this was supposed to go." And then luckily, Miss Martian could just be invisible, so she's like, "Just chill up here." And Superboy and Alana end up in like a little cave thing.
Hmm.
And it's like, hey, we're gonna let them pass so that we can continue moving. And Alana's like, well, since we got time,
Let's chat.
yeah, tell me about you and her. How long y'all were together?
And
And
then comes the funniest line I have heard in so long. Connor looking dramatically into the distance. All of my life.
yeah, like, how long were y'all together? My entire life.
Oh my gosh. And
Oh,
it was so much of a feeling moment for him, but I cackled because
yeah,
I was like, it sounds so dumb when you say it out loud.
yep, it does.
So dumb.
But and she was like, I live light years away. You will never see me again.
Yeah.
I am a great because she was like, you want to talk about it? Nope.
No.
And she was like, you
Why
should,
not?
because
Yeah.
I love a good story,
So let's have a chat.
and you're never gonna see me again.
Hmm.
So might as well.
Hmm.
And he's basically like, I mean, he tells his story. Like, I was
Hmm.
built in a lab, and she saw the best in me, and she's a shapeshifter, and I don't age. He's like, oh, well, perfect. And that him not aging really didn't. I think that was just for us. Like,
Yeah, because it didn't really factor into the story for me at all. I was
it
just like,
had nothing to do with the story.
also, I get it being for us, but I feel like it was kind of assumed too.
Yeah,
But also, maybe not, because there are versions of Connor in which he does age.
yeah. And he said he's aging internally.
Ye- That kind
But
of depressed me when he said that too, though. I was just like, how
yeah.
fast?
And that's why he was like, blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, so you're just gonna look like this with old man tendencies
inside.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yikes. And the fact that you were, accelerated aging, like what does that mean? Like
What does it mean? Like,
how
how
long are
old
you in a
are you?
prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're only 5 years old.
But what does
Well,
that
five and a
mean?
half.
Yeah. Yes.
But yeah. So uh
It's a baby.
yeah, so he's like, well, sounds like y'all are perfect together. Why'd y'all break up? And he was like, well, I broke up with her. And
Mm-hmm.
now she's with some other guy. Some
Yes.
other green person. This fishman.
Fishman.
And yeah. So then Miss Martian and Beast Boy are just, chatting. And this is where because he keeps, they keep acting like siblings, and you're like,
Since when?
why, what
Yep.
are we? And then he's dropping all the hints because he brings up the blood transfusion again.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, you'll just give me another blood transfusion. I wonder what powers I'll get then. And yeah, just, they're over there kiki and having a good time. And then he finds like a waterfall and like slips
Flashback.
back into his human form.
Yeah.
And he goes into a flashback of a car turned over.
Mm-hmm.
And Miss Martian is like, hey, that was not your fault. There was nothing you could have done about what Queen Lee did. Don't blame yourself, basically. And then the Krolataean finds him and stuns him,
Yep.
captures him. So then Superboy, and Alana are talking, and he's like, oh, you're not speaking English anymore. That means the telepathic link is gone. I
Something has
don't like
happened.
it. And you can tell, I mean, the thing that I think really triggered Alana was whenever Connor and Miss Martian both said to each other, hey, be safe out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't just be safe out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very like, hey, be careful.
Oh.
Yeah. Like you could tell there was something there.
Mm-hmm.
And Alana was like, it's clear that you still like each other. But yeah. So whenever she got captured, you know what happens in his mind whenever she's in any kind of distress, even when she's not in distress.
Yeah.
But she gets in any kind of distress, he's about that life.
Yep. He's ready to throw it down.
So he is able to find the little Krolatan robots,
Mm-hmm.
and he's able to save Beast Boy and Miss Martian. Now, whenever he saves them, he has to carry Miss Martian out of there, and then Beast Boy is just fine.
Chilling.
Now, it is safe to assume that Martians are far more physically durable than Beast Boy. And
Yeah.
yet, she was just incapacitated. And Beast Boy was ready to fight. Beast Boy got up and was like, all right, let's go. And so
Yeah.
I was like, okay, the episode had to happen. Cool.
Yeah.
Because again, Beast Boy being fine immediately and Miss Martian isn't. That's absolutely not.
And the episode did just happen for me because I also just don't understand what he is exactly still. So I was just like, okay.
And that understandable. Um, very brief uh on Beast Boy's powers. He can pretty much turn into any animal where he is.
Can
So,
he still be human? Is he like
yes,
consciously making the effort to not look human?
he can be human.
Is he consciously making the effort to not look human?
I would say yes because he typically doesn't have sideburns and a tail. whenever he's not transformed into anything. Like
Is he still green?
usually he's just a green-skinned human. And I
Choosing to be green?
what'd you say?
Is he choosing to be green?
No, green is locked in. Like green is
Is
that's
this gonna be one of those flashbacks where it explains to me why he's green? Is this part of the waterfall death thing?
well, the blood transfusion is why he has these powers.
I
As
don't remember
for
him being green after that.
as for how it made him green and how he specifically got animal powers, I don't know. That's always been Beast Boy's power is that he's green and transforms into animals,
Okay.
and I think that in this show they just use the blood transfusion as an explanation for that.
Okay.
Because normally, as far as I understand, that is not how he acquires his powers. It is not through a Martian blood transfusion.
Okay.
But in this show,
This is just the show had to happen
yeah,
and the
like
episode
that's
had to happen.
yeah, that's just how he gets his powers. And
Okay.
like I said, I'm not going into too much detail on, all the characters because they
Right.
may spend more time on it. But yeah, I don't even think Beast Boy was his first name. I think his name was Changeling in his early days.
Okay.
Maybe, well, no. It's
Maybe.
one of the two. He either started as Beast Boy and then was Changeling after that, or started as Changeling and then was Beast Boy after that. I honestly don't
Okay.
remember. But I know that he has gone by both names, and more recently, with his Teen Titans popularity, he's Beast Boy.
Okay.
So, Beast Boy, and again, because of Teen Titans, Beast Boy has appeared in a lot of stuff at this point. So yeah, but there are versions of him that are like a little hairier in the face.
Hmm.
There are some versions of him that are just 100% human with green skin. There are other versions of him where he's got some animal features in his natural form. So sometimes he'll have fangs, sometimes he'll have claws. I guess in this case he has a tail. But yeah, I'm used to him just being human green.
Okay.
But also usually he has at least a couple sharp teeth whenever he's just not changed. So,
Okay.
hopefully, and again, normally a Martian blood transfusion is not how he acquires powers.
It's just how the show needed
That's
to
how we got here. That's
okay.
how they kind of wrote him a connection to Miss Martian.
To make them
Because
their little sibling thing.
yeah, because also I don't know if like this show is the only time I remember seeing that, his mother was, an 80s sitcom television star and all that.
Okay.
So, um he's fine. And so he
Good
and
to know.
Superboy get to going.
Yeah.
And they attack a Krillitane ship, and the Krillitane ship is about to leave, and he's like, "Hey, we should get off here." So they do, and then Miss Martian eventually wakes up, and she sees the Krillitane that attacked her, and she said, "Come here."
Yeah.
And she stripped the bones off of his brain.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Good. That is one of my favorite scenes across the show.
It was cool, but I hated it.
Yeah, it was one of those scenes that, like, when I watched it for the first time, I had to rewind it a couple times. I was like, "Oh my God, did she just? Oh
Yeah.
no, Oh yeah, she stripped the meat. She stripped his brain down to the bones
Yeah.
and left him a drooling mess. Like she left him catatonic. That
Yeah.
scene is the reason I know the word catatonic. And whenever I saw that, I was like, oh, she is not to be fucked. Oh my God, she's too much. You don't want problems with her. If she's willing to, yeah, all the
We
things that went through my head.
already know that she can do all the
We
things,
know she's the baddest one in the room.
but it was just one of those like,
Seeing her do it.
Girly, I know you can do that, but I don't like that you did it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're supposed to be like, oh, you're a good guy. You're not supposed to
And
do that.
Connor's reaction to it.
Yep.
My predictions telling you as someone that's watched all of this and me being someone that hasn't. So this I don't feel like is a new thing.
Okay.
And Connor's seen things before from her. And that's what he had to end things on. Something like because I was just like he disappointed, not surprised
Yep.
was that
Disappointed, not surprised.
reaction.
Yep. Because he was like, what did you? And she was like, don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. And I was like, shoot,
I got the
just
information we
like,
needed, guys.
and I was like, okay, great. Um, you still did what you just did.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, I'm sure that he's gonna be like, no, but let's circle back to
Hmm.
that guy that his friends had to just drag him off.
Hmm.
Because yeah, that's what made it real clear is whenever his friends just had to drag him
Yeah,
off.
I was like,
And
oh,
that's the thing. We saw her do that to Simon, but that was under different circumstances. Like she was actively in danger. This
yes,
time, she stripped his brain down to the bones, took his sash, and was like, "Hey, here's a souvenir."
take that. That's like, and
And that's why it felt so different. It was like,
uh,
oh.
it was very, oh, I don't know that we needed to do any of that.
The problem is, I loved it. I was here for it. I was like, oh yeah, she's too much. Like
Yeah,
that was the scene where I was like, because Martian Manhunter would never.
no.
He would never.
And I think that's what I'm wrestling with on some of these Megan things. Like, I'm
Yeah,
just like, John wouldn't.
he wouldn't. But she said, "Come here."
And so, which that's been my whole thing is like, I think I do compare her too much in that regard on some of this. So when she does something, I'm just like,
Well, and that, yeah, like there are a lot of there's a lot she's willing to do that John wouldn't. Like
no.
we've seen several times where she has used shapeshifting to trick somebody.
Yes.
We don't usually see John do that.
No.
Like the only time we see John use shapeshifting to trick somebody is whenever he needs to like protect his secret identity. So he'll make sure that Clark and Superman are in a room at the same time.
Yes.
Like that kind of thing.
Like, and that's not even the same. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
when
that's
the man
very
does it, it's a bit,
it's underhanded, it's dirty. It's
yeah.
and that's the thing, like there's some gray in there. Because
And it's just fascinating, which there's a whole lot of, there's a whole commentary I could already give on her. And I feel like she's going to give me so much more after just this one. Because I was just like, she's so contradictory to what I know the Martians to be. And then even just what I know Martian Manhunter to be. But then clearly throughout the first season, I'm like, she's not even the same kind of Martian,
yep.
already hiding that part of it all.
Hmm. The
And
fact that
now
she
is
was, yeah, hiding the fact that she's a white Martian.
hiding the fact that she's a white Martian, lying on so many things. Like she's not hello Megan
Yeah.
anymore.
Because that's the thing,
It's
like
like sup, it's Meg.
yeah, even
Take you out.
though even though everybody knows she's a white Martian, she still presents as a green Martian.
And that's like
And on a
I
point, like she's in a place where her being a white Martian doesn't matter.
correct. And the only thing I'll give her is like, okay, I get you not wanting to be in like the full regular form,
Oh yeah, I
not in the
perfectly understand
humanoid
that.
form.
Yeah, no, the true form, yeah, you don't
Mm,
need to do that, babe.
but like if you're the outwardly presenting when you are in Martian form, outwardly fully being not at all
It's just straight up green.
is fascinating.
And again, that goes back to her upbringing and her background. Like
Yes.
that's still there.
But
So
it's just we obviously focused a lot on, hey, be who you are for her last episode or last season.
yeah,
And
but
hey, it's
she,
not okay.
according to her, that's who she is.
There's a big asterisk next to that,
I
but
agree. But yeah, Miss Martian is willing to go places that because
ugh.
whenever one of the earliest things we see her do is, destroy a robot that we assume was a person. And the
Hmm.
squad had to be like, hey, we don't do that.
Let's relax.
And the thing is, she might. Because we know there are some people who do not have a problem killing people.
Yep.
We know that the Amazons, Killing people is just,
They be doing it.
it is what it is.
Get out of the way.
A lot of the Atlanteans, killing people, it
Get
is
out of
what
the
it
way.
is.
Again, get out of the way. If you don't want to, don't want to deal with it, get out of the way.
And so, yeah, it varies from person to person. But
Yeah.
yeah, she might just be cool with whatever because we know that she uses her psychic powers willy-nilly and had to be told, "Hey,
Rein it in.
some people don't like that. It's
Yep.
invasive." And so her go-to is using her psychic powers freely.
Mm-hmm.
And so usually, again, she has to be told, "Hey,
Mm-mm.
bring it back. You're doing too much." So I think because her natural is, no, we're gonna get in there and find what we need to find. She does that because she's the one that anybody needs to be like. If you're gonna prepare for somebody, it need to be her.
Mm-hmm.
She's easily the most dangerous person in most rooms.
Yes.
Like Cheshire clocked that immediately. Cheshire was like, the
Mm-mm.
Martian is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And so we need
It's
to,
scary.
yeah. But anyway, we'll see where the show takes Miss Martian.
What an arc already, though.
But yeah, when she
Just in
put,
that moment, just in that scene, I was like,
oh, and good. I wanted that scene to hit you the same way that, because, yeah, the way that that scene hit me, I was like, oh, I was not ready for that, but I am here for it. She
hmm
put that thing to sleep
hmm
forever. Like, I don't think he wakes up. I
Mm-mm.
think they're gonna have to feed
I
him through a
I
tube.
straight up thought he was dead for a minute
Yeah,
too. So I was like, oh, I guess is he okay? Is this better? I don't think so.
he's gonna have to eat through a tube for the
Just
rest of his
finished
life.
him off at
If
that point.
if those aliens eat, yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
So, like,
Mm-mm.
Groot is a plant, that thing is too.
Vegetable.
Yeah. So, what do you think of the second episode?
It was a very different pace in the sense of I felt very high wired in that first episode, trying to be like, okay,
There are too many
this
new
person, da, da,
things.
da, da. And I'm like, okay, now we're just back to just a single thing.
Yeah, it's like I
Calm
can keep up with
down.
this many people.
Okay, I know half of you. Let's get through this. Yeah. Um, definitely a lot more of those moments of like, well, I hope they explain that later. Cool. Um, but it was, I mean, the whole episode was really, I think the moments of, they're the same moment at two different times of just Connor going, she made it so I had to break up with her. Like she knows like why it
Yeah.
happened. And
I
so it
broke
had
up
to
with her
happen.
and that's just how it had to be.
And it needed to happen. And then Miss Martian just,
Yeah.
which we get, we also are like, oh, it's Garfield, cool.
Oh yeah,
That moment
P.S.
happened.
Garfield's here.
Garfield's here, by the way,
Yeah.
not having a care in the entire universe.
And other than the fact that, dead mom.
That moment, and then he's like willy-nilly again after that, though. He's
Well,
really,
I mean, he had that flashback, that like trauma moment, and then they got knocked out.
yeah.
So that's why whenever he woke up, he was like, "Oh, we got shit to do. All right."
But he's just like, ooh, souvenir. And I'm like, at what cost do you know that
He
you're
has
going?
no idea
And he
because
said,
like Connor knows.
no, I know, but I was just like, yep, there's a souvenir, bud.
Yeah, and
You
that's one of
enjoy
those things
that.
where like you got to keep the kids' eyes off of that. Like, yeah,
Ignorance is bliss.
got to shield the kids.
Yep.
'Cause yeah, yeesh.
Yeah. No,
But
quite.
I'm here for it.
Mm.
Um, okay. Anything else on the episodes or the season or anything?
Got a kick. I don't remember if it was episode one or two where the correlate it was just the comment on their culture is stealing tech from other people, and I was just it felt fitting with the whole rest of the Earthling thing and all of that stuff. I was like, I bet it is their culture.
Oh, isn't it? Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Another thing that was hilarious that I forgot to bring up, we love the subtitles. I love that whenever the Krellitaneans were speaking, the subtitles were built into the episode. Like they weren't. a
Yes,
part of the subtitles.
it was actually just there.
Yeah,
Yes.
like they were on the screen in the episode, whether you had subtitles on or not.
Hmm.
Which cool because yeah, there was no way to clock what they were saying.
No.
There was a point where the Krillotans were like in the machines shooting at our heroes,
Yes.
and they put pew pew
The pew
in the
pew moment.
subtitles.
I
Hilarious.
I was like, I've never known. Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Loved it. I was like,
I
thank
oh
you.
no, I'm so
Needed
glad
that.
they did it. It
Yep.
was great. But I was like, what are we doing?
No, needed. That was so fun.
Yeah,
I that,
and that's the thing. Like, whoever the subtitler is inconsistent.
yes, it's not the same person coming
Like,
back anytime.
the subtitler is either really good or trash.
Yep. No in between. This one, really good. Pew
I
pew.
like this subtitler. And I feel like before the psychic link, whenever it was just the RAN language, I think the reason we didn't get subtitles there is because we were able to infer what was happening.
I felt in for, and I think because we got the psychic leak, I think it was more of there's certain situations where it's like, okay, you need to feel what the heroes are feeling kind of moment. That I think it's a bit of a I don't hate not having subtitles for a moment on that. And
Yeah,
so that's what that moment more felt like to me, especially once we got the connection to hear to understand them. I was like, okay, I'm a little bit more okay with not having known exactly what was happening in that moment.
same. Okay. All right.
Also, did we speak on a couple of voice actors that are also aside from Tim Curry?
We did not. We didn't
Okay.
talk about well, yeah, Tim Curry's the main one, but I don't think that we talked about anybody that wasn't Tim Curry specifically.
Well, then I would just like to express my excitement for Allison Stoner and Mae Whitman being at least in episode one.
They were in
Will they
episode
be
one.
coming further? I will find out.
Yes, you will.
But they are Batgirl and Wonder Girl.
So, what do you know those two from?
Allison Stoner, Cheaper by the Dozen, Camp Rock. Those things.
Okay.
Mae Whitman, I very specifically know Mae Whitman from Good Girls, a TV show that came out.
Oh, yeah, with Retta
Correct.
and the really handsome dude, the handsome Hispanic guy.
Yes.
Yeah, him.
Manny Montana, I believe, is because I rewatched it recently because I saw him in another movie and I was like, let me go back and watch that show. And Mae Whitman is stellar in that show. She's a fantastic actress.
Yeah.
Um, Everybody in that show is a great job. But anyway, I was like, oh, like I get really excited because for some reason, and it's for my lack of watching animated series, obviously, that I'm like, oh, I didn't think this person did voice acting, but so many people lean themselves into it too as well. So I really, Mae Whitman, very excited if she comes back for more things on this
Okay.
because I
So
think she'll
yeah,
be a good time.
I know Allison Stoner from Mike's Super Short Show
Mhm.
and as the little girl in the Missy Elliott
Missy
videos.
Elliott.
Like, that is mainly what I know her from. I know she
That
was in
is
other stuff, but like
the
those are
Allison
the
Stoner video is probably Missy Elliott thing is probably her most popularly
yeah, like
known.
that's where she is in my head.
Yeah.
As for Mae Whitman, Avatar: The Last Airbender is a masterpiece in my opinion, and she is Katara.
Okay.
I also know her from Scott Pilgrim,
Yes.
but
Yes.
I like in my like she is Katara first for
Yeah.
me from Avatar: The Last Airbender. But yeah, so yes, I knew Allison Stoner was in it, but I didn't realize that was Mae Whitman, and I'm not sure how. But yeah, whenever you said it, I was like, yeah,
Wait a second.
yeah, you're right about that.
That
Yeah.
could be.
So, yeah. But yeah. Good we gonna keep going? You think
Oh yeah. I need to see what the hell Megan's
you have
up
so many more
to.
questions, I'm
Yes.
sure. You're like,
Where's Calder?
where's Calder? That's the main
In
question.
Artemis, I guess.
Yeah.
Throw her in there.
If you never see her again, you'll be like, "Oh, well, didn't
I'll
notice."
forget. And I that sounds so bad.
That's what's
I
hilarious. Is
don't
you're
know that
like,
I would
"Whoops."
notice.
I know.
You had to bring it up. Any of, like you said, the speedsters knew they weren't there. I was
Yep.
like, I don't know that I clocked until you said it, which that happened last season. There was a whole episode without her, and you were like, "Did you not notice?" And I was like, "Oh,
Oh, whoop.
was she not
Oops.
there?"
Oh, it's so funny.
I'm so sorry,
Because
anybody that loves Artemis. Like, it's not, that's not even me not liking her. It's just me just not investing, I guess, in that character.
yeah, because I mean, even the two newest members of the squad, Zatanna and Rocket, were there. Like
Yes,
they're accounted for. So
I would notice if Zatanna wasn't there.
I'm sure. And
Well,
Zatanna's in league now.
she's a cool cat.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. No, I be yourself.
I feel awful.
You don't, and that's okay.
I feel a little bad. Like I not like regretfully bad, but I feel
Okay.
because the show clearly wanted me to invest more in her by the end of it, and I just didn't.
It's like that sometimes.
They wanted me to invest really in that simulation episode, and I was just like, oh no.
Oh, that's not funny, but that's
It's
also
not, but
hilarious.
I felt like it was fake before then, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so psyched when if she shows back up, guys. Just wait.
Yes, let's see what happens with her. All
If I
right.
notice.
In the next episode, we will be discussing season 2, episodes 3 and 4. So until then, salutations.